So since the announcement of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, everybody and their dog has had an opinion. The internet is alight with people saying Jake Paul is going to get the win 100%, he's going to put him down. And the rest of the internet are saying that Mike Tyson's going to knock him out with the first punch. And if there is harsh feelings or negative feelings for Jake Paul for making this fight happen, because he is 30 years younger than Mike Tyson, we're not hearing too many people voice their displeasure with it. This fight will destroy the legacy of Mike Tyson. These are extremely harsh words spoken by Colby Covington this week on a podcast. We're going to have a little look at that. We're going to have a look at some serious allegations that he puts towards Jake Paul. And it's not just Colby Covington, these have been going on for years and years now. And we're going to have a look at the repercussions if this fight does go ahead, if this is a legacy destroyer, like most people don't have the guts to say, and whether the media shills who are not speaking out adamantly about it right now are going to be held accountable for this. Let's jump in and have a little listen to what Colby said just this week.
Specifically, Jake Paul is beating up on your people, UFC guys. Give us your perspective.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. He gets hit in the head. He might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt.
It seems to have surprised the internet that one of the best takes on this upcoming fight has come from Colby Covington. And it has come from a moment where most people don't see, where the character isn't in full flow, where he's actually just speaking from the heart. Everything that he said here makes sense to the majority of people. And he's saying it from a place of concern, a place of goodwill, I guess. Because of the sideshow that surrounds people like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all these influencers, and the energy that it brings to the internet when something like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is announced, we can actually overlook the fundamentals of what this really is. And what this really is a juiced up, degenerate kid who's hungry for clicks and likes and attention online, fighting a 60-year-old man, and not a regular 60-year-old man, someone that has taken a monumental amount of punishment in the boxing ring over the course of the last 35 years. No one seems too worried about it. I've seen nothing but Jake Paul is going to get ended. Have you seen the sparring footage from Mike Tyson? He's going to end him with one punch, the first round knockout, and he's going to quieten this kid down. Who's talking about the physical health of Mike Tyson? Not too many people. Colby Covington has surprised a lot of people with this take this week, and I think he's spot on. Let's continue.
I don't like the fight. Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight.
Serious allegations made by Colby Covington towards Jake Paul, not the first time. If you go online, you will see stacks of articles, stacks of videos talking about Jake Paul possibly using PEDs, possibly using testosterone, all different sorts of steroid use. All these allegations are out there in the ether for everyone to grab hold of and have a little look of if you're inclined to do that. I mean, if you do the research, you will see that there's people who are extremely close apparently to Jake Paul that train in the same gym, hang out in the same circles, and say 100% categorically that they know that he is taking substances that are illegal.
Is Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
There are full video essays online that track the fighting career of Jake Paul, his physical growth throughout this time. You can see the time lapse between one fight to the next fight, that there is a huge increase in explosiveness and strength. People can attribute that to putting the time in the gym, but obviously it's a lot easier if you have a little bit of help. Recovery time, being able to train longer. It just speeds up the process. And when you see the dude, he's juiced and jacked, and a lot of people are asking questions. You couple that with the fact that Tommy Fury, John Fury have come out publicly and stated that they were extremely disappointed that Jake Paul refused to take a drug test whilst preparing to fight Tommy Fury that time.
And like anything else, they wouldn't sign up to the VADA testing either. That bothered me a little bit, because I wanted that in the contract, but he wouldn't do that.
And the fact that apparently Jake Paul has only done a urine test, which is completely different to a blood test. And running in the circles that he runs in, there are numerous ways to work around these drug testing parameters. Just think about this for a second. Jake Paul, with the help of some very powerful people, has squirmed his way into the boxing world. He is consistently surrounded by narcissistic juice heads. But when pressed on the matter of PEDs, he goes out into the public and says that, I don't know what they are.
George St. Pierre's coach is saying that you're using PEDs, FYI. And I was like, so I literally swiped my phone up, went to Safari, and I Googled what's PEDs. And I swear to God, I swear on my mom's life. And it says performance enhancing drugs. I'm like, oh my God. These guys are trying to do anything at this point to discredit me, to make me look stupid, or to make any excuse. And with the crazy part about it is like, dude, these are real pro fights. Like,
who believes any of that? So I don't think Colby Covington is too far off the mark when he says that Jake Paul is taking all the chemicals.
I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him. A quote unquote YouTuber, comes in and beats the baddest man on the planet and the most feared man.
Do you think Jake Paul's gonna beat Mike Tyson?
Oh, come on, man. He's in his 20s. First off, that footage is not live footage. I can promise you that Mike Tyson's camp, they had that footage filmed from a couple years ago. So that's not like the current Mike Tyson. I was actually on a flight with him a couple weeks ago. We were flying to Vegas together. Sweetest guy in the world. Yeah, with Tyson. Sweetest guy. Nice guy, but he doesn't look like that right now, and that's definitely not how he's hitting pads. That's from years prior. But we saw his last fight with Roy Jones Jr., and he looked slow. He looked old. Everybody saw that. They were like, man, he shouldn't be getting in that ring anymore, so...
Interesting point there from Colby Covington regarding the sparring footage. There's a million videos online at the moment saying that this is the new sparring footage, this is the old sparring footage. He doesn't look like this anymore. Here's him walking with a cane and overweight. Colby says that he was on a flight with him just in the last week or so, and that he doesn't look like that, and he doesn't believe that that's him hitting the pads. I'm not quite sure where all this falls in terms of the footage is real or the footage is not real. There is a couple of videos that are going out there. Mike Tyson put out a little video of him hitting pads, then talking to the camera saying, listen, this is just day 3, I'm coming for you.
Day 3, you still want to fuck with me?
If that is the actual current footage and it is day 3, he looks extremely good hitting the pads. But again, do the research online and watch the people break down at length what's the difference between 1-second clips on Instagram and actual footage of Mike Tyson at his current age sparring for 3 minutes at a time. And of course there are elements of these videos, if that footage is real, where we see him exploding and he looks great, but anybody can look great for 3 to 5 seconds during a boxing match. Again, 30-year discrepancy in terms of age, and will this destroy his legacy?
Accomplishments have been Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson.
Pounds bigger, and you're picking on this little NBA player, and you think you're tough because of that? Yeah. That doesn't make you tough, dude, just because you're beating up little guys and being a bully. So,
but Tyron Woodley's a badass dude, right?
Yeah, but he was past his time, and he obviously took a dive. The first fight, you could tell he was holding back. He dropped him out of the ring, and he came back in, and then you could tell Jake made a little signal to him, and then he started going light, and he didn't go hard. And then he only won a split decision that first fight. And then the second fight, look, there's like a little hand signal where he's like this, and Woodley puts his hand down and he knocks him out.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's a freak show. 100%. I believe that every one of Jake Paul's fight is rigged.
Another interesting take by Colby Covington regarding whether these fights are actually rigged. I know that every single time Jake Paul wins because people want to see him get smashed so bad that it must be rigged. I'm not one of them guys. To be honest with you, I haven't sat down and finally picked through all of his fights. I've seen highlights here and there. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if these fights were in fact rigged. That wouldn't be a surprise to anyone, I don't think. But I think that this was an important video to put out there, a different perspective coming from the most unlikely of people, because most people love to just hate on Colby Covington, but you have to agree with him here. We don't want to see the legacy of Mike Tyson get stripped away. Imagine for a second, are we looking forward to seeing this juiced up detriment to society standing over Mike Tyson, who just got face planted? Is that really what we want? And in the aftermath then we have to listen to spineless combat sports journalists trying to say this should never have happened. Now is the time. Grow a spine, speak out before it's too late. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you could like, subscribe and share the video, I'd really appreciate that. Cheers.